member of the Welsh Government and also the Council General for Wales, Henry Procureur. Many Ukrainians came to Wales after the Second World War. They worked on the farms, they worked in the collieries. None of them could go back to Ukraine because of the Stalinist regime. My own family were deported to Siberia and are now scattered around all parts of Ukraine, from Donetsk to Dnipro to Lvivsky Oblast and to Volgograd. There are many other Ukrainians in that situation, and like many others, I have family that are serving in all parts of Ukraine at this moment in time. Yesterday, the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin. The war crimes in Ukraine are those that no one ever thought they would see again after the Second World War. The abduction and deportation of thousands of Ukrainian children for re-education into parts of Russia. The rape, the looting, the torture, the murder of civilians, the attacks on civilians are all war crimes. And it is only right now the International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin and those who have been involved in the abduction of thousands of Ukrainian children. It may take years before those crimes are ever brought to a court, which is why the Ukrainian government and 43 countries around the world are calling for the establishment of a war tribunal for crimes of aggression against all those in the Russian government that have been involved in attacking Ukraine, invading Ukraine, and undermining democracy in Ukraine. Those war tribunals can take place without any attendance by those who are guilty. But one day, some of those people will be brought before a tribunal, just as Milosevic was one time brought before a tribunal to pay for those particular crimes. At the moment in Ukraine, the war that is taking place is not just a war for Ukrainian democracy. It is actually a war against the attack on the international rule of law, international law, and the democracy of Europe. Ukraine is the front line. If Ukraine were to fall, Moldova will fall, the Baltic states will fall, and the attack and the direction will then head towards the other parts of Europe. That is why victory in Ukraine is the only way in which peace will be actually achieved in Europe. What is being fought for now in Ukraine is not just against Russia, it is against a new fascism that has grown in Europe, Russian fascism. It is a fascism that is aimed at expanding the Russian Empire, and it is also aimed at undermining democracy and effectively establishing a rule of gangster capitalism. And that is why victory is so important in Ukraine. I'll be going over to Ukraine again in a couple of weeks, bringing more supplies. The support from the people of Wales has been phenomenal, not only for those who live in Wales, for the children being educated in Wales, but also in terms of support, the medical aid and the military aid that is taking place to enable Ukraine to win. Ukraine needs more heavy weaponry, it needs the aeroplanes, it needs the tanks. Those are beginning to come, and I have no doubt in my mind that within the coming months Ukraine will defeat Russia, will force Russian troops out of Ukraine, and it is only then that there can be peace in Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!